Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. I wanted to make sure I got a reading to you today. I am traveling, so I don't really have much of a setup here, so I'm going to do my best to get the message out to you, Pisces. So let's kick off with Celtic Cross, and I'll let you know what card's coming out, and then we'll go through it. So let's have a look at your current energies. So the first card we've got out is the Knight of Pentacles. Next up, crossing the Knight of Pentacles, we have the World Energy. Influence of the situation. Got a couple of cards coming out. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords for the influence. Let's have a look at the past impacting you. Okay, we've got two. Again, we have the Ten of Cups and the Devil energy. Let's have a look at what's in the headspace here. We've got the Hierophant, near future. We've got the Ten of Swords. Then your power in this situation, we've got the Death energy. Current environment, or the environment right now, is Seven of Cups. Hopes and fears. Got two things coming out right now. Again, we've got a lot of two cards. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So this is sitting in your hopes and fears. And then potential outcome, we have got the Seven of Wands. We're in the new moon energy right now, Pisces. Having a look at the bottom of the deck, we do even have the Five of Swords. So I feel like there is something going on here that naturally you could be a little conflicted with, or some challenging conversations. But right now we do have the Knight of Pentacles showing up in the current energy. So this is something about wanting to build, or wanting to something in your, the word is giving me quite interestingly, is stratosphere. So something that you've been either working towards or hoping for or building upon. This is like the tangible energy that comes with that. So something solid, something that that you can touch and feel when it comes to the creation of. I feel like you've got an opportunity here for something that you've been wanting, and it's like the start of it. That's how the energy is coming across. It's like the start of it, but it's not like it's something brand new. I feel like this is something that you're already familiar with, or know, or have been connected to at some point, that you've been wanting to build or create upon, or have been waiting to gain some understanding. It's been in play, but it's been a slow moving aspect to it, but it's something, pretty solid. But what's challenging it right now is the world energy. I'm just trying to connect in here on what this world energy wants to represent here. The word I'm getting is like something far, or maybe it's something that's felt out of reach, or has been at some form of distance. That's how this energy is coming across. Something out of reach, or something at distance, okay? That could be challenging the foundation or the building of something. What's influencing this right now is the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. There could be some form of conversation, or some pretty sharp truths that are being shared right now, and or have been, and you're trying to get to a place of harmony or balance with this. You could be around someone, or with someone, or around a situation that you're even witnessing or experiencing, or someone's witnessing or experiencing you here, that maybe, I don't know why, it's like no matter how you're being treated, you still seem to give to a situation. Or you, again, I feel like it's either someone's witnessing this in you, or you're witnessing this in someone. That seems to be one form of energy that's coming through, but it could just be coming back to balance and harmony after some, pretty I'm just getting intense or sharp conversations, where someone maybe hasn't really thought through things, and again, trying to come back to a place of give and take or balance or harmony of some kind around a situation. This could be some good news of things just, again, kind of working out or coming into play here. And maybe that's what you've been waiting for. It's been at a bit of a distance, or it's been a bit of a journey to get there. In terms of the past, how it's impacting today, there is something here. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or there's some relation to Capricorn timing, time of year, while we're just wrapping up the Capricorn energy in terms of Capricorn's birthday period. There is something here about either the happiness, the home front, or something that someone has been quite intensely focused on here. It could be someone who's been working really hard and, as I said, focused on trying to work in building, the best life forward, the best life possible. But maybe there's been some excess or excesses around some challenge in creating that or coming to a place of harmony. I'm not getting anything detrimental at this point in time. I feel like the reflection here of this energy is more so about the focus of trying to, there could be some codependency. There could be something that's changed, and that, around a dynamic that someone's really focused on here. Because this is something that's coming back or a reflection upon here. Again, it could be the time of year that a certain events occurred that relates to family or people or connections that make things home or make things feel connected. But it could also be something that's been challenging the harmony and balance of it. Now, when it comes to the headspace, it's the Hierophant energy, which is Tyrian energy. It's also, it feels like someone wants to get a bit more structured, or looking at how to get more structure or commitment around something right now. And it could be too, maybe someone hasn't been handling the home front very well, or someone hasn't been handling their emotions very well. Maybe it's been a little bit sometimes at peace and then sometimes intense, whatever it may be. And I feel like the call or the ask, because you do have the Six of Pentacles as well, as we saw as the influence. But again, there's been some form of supercharging element here, or someone. I feel like there's been a bit of an interruption in terms of a situation that you're trying to bring some peace and balance. And I feel what's in the headspace right now is, how do you get into more structure? How do you get some form of commitment here to make things work? Or again, come into some form of balance. I do feel that if there is some commitment here, or the commitment that's on your mind, or maybe someone's behavior could be a little bit too structured, or a little bit, while the Hierophant, I don't feel usually is controlling. I feel sometimes though leaders, or again, it depends what type they are, but you know how sometimes when people are in charge of a structure or conformity or the way things are meant to be, that it can feel super uncomfortable. It can be a little bit obsessive. It can be sometimes too much. You can see this in the way people run organizations, whether, it's corporations, whether it's governments, whether it is spiritual groups. Sometimes it can be too much, even though initially people may have had, the best ideas forward on how to support, grow, connect. then sometimes it can just be too much, too full on. And I'm getting a bit of that energy here. But I do feel with that you're going to, there will be a place that comes through where the challenge, the difficulty. I mean, someone could have been getting support or looking to get support if there has been some difficult energy impacting the home front. You know, there could be maybe even some form of addiction and someone's trying to get help. But again, I feel whatever the challenge is here around a situation, I do feel that's coming to an end, or there's some news or some communication of something finally over. Maybe whatever you've been working hard towards, maybe, you know, like I said, the difficulties, the challenges, and really working hard to make things right. I do feel like they're coming to an end, and we are getting the death energy as well. If someone has been challenging you, this could be a time of giving up. I feel like you've got a new opportunity, something transforming here that's really supportive for you, Pisces. In terms of the environment, though, you do have the Seven of Cups. So there is still some thoughts and I feel question marks and which way do we go forward, or maybe you're still unclear of what's happening here or what's happening next, and maybe that's what you're trying to build and focus upon. Because while there is some things that are wanting to be solid and go towards a place of, I feel like structure, routine, you know, things working out, things coming together the way that they're meant to be, a connected home life, or feeling connected and committed, and like things you just don't have to worry about, right? That there's nothing worse than worrying about, hey, am I going to have a job next week? Is my partner going to be around? Are my kids going to be around? Whatever that is something around the foundation. Maybe it's someone's looking at building a new business. Whatever this is, there is some form of change going on around the troubles or the structure of it. Maybe too, some of those things are getting stripped away. But whatever this ending or change is, it is going to be transformative in a positive way because it's sitting in your power space. But what it does then, it looks at different options, or the options or the thoughts around it. There's potential is what I like. There's potential for you to connect into the things that you like, the things you enjoy and what you want to do, or how you build it or reframe it or restructure it. But what I also see here in the hopes and fears is the Seven of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, that whatever you've invested here, or whoever's investing and working towards this goal, ambition, this foundation that you're wanting to build upon, you're really, I feel, hoping that, you know, whatever you put in, or people who, perhaps it's people around your home life, whoever the things or people, and maybe this is just about you and nobody else, Pisces, but I feel whatever that you're trying to build or work towards, that you want to know that your investment is going to pay off. And I feel like that's something they're really hoping for, and that they're also just as invested as you are, and it makes them happy as well. I feel like there's a little bit of, you know, you just want that confirmation that I feel you're understood through this journey, and they get why you're doing what you're doing. In terms of the outcome, we do have the Seven of Wands. So let's get a little bit more of the Seven of Wands, because this could be something that you're not giving up in. This could be you standing your ground. This could be you standing your ground to get to a place of peace, with this Six of Swords. Let's just get one more. Thank you, Spirit. And the Nine of Pentacles. This is succeeding. This is, you know, you could also be feeling like you're on your own, but also recognizing you can make this successful on your own, whatever this is. But also, I think there's some form of recognition of achievement as well. Because whatever you've stood in your truth about here, Pisces, I feel like you are going to get to a place of peace and success with it, you know, but maybe it hasn't felt like that initially. But I do feel that in terms of some commitments, I am going to get one more here on the Ten of Swords. So this is around This could be around a marriage or a partnership of some kind where the challenges are over. Yeah, we've got the Lovers and the Two of Cups. And then you've got the Queen of Wands. I feel like someone's gaining some freedom here around a situation. Or around an interfering energy. I feel like whatever has challenged here, I feel like this is stepping away. I feel like someone's finally giving up where things, like there's a new focus, whatever this is. I feel like the challenging components or the difficulties, I feel like that's over, and maybe there's new goals, new direction here. Is there anything else we need to know about this Queen of Wands, please? Got the Seven of Swords showing up. And then the Star energy. Someone could have some plans here, Pisces. Working out a plan. Sometimes the Queen of Wands in this situation, and I just need to be upfront, is that there's another energy around that may not have the best intentions or is a little bit interfering. And someone could be working with someone here as a plan of action. But either which way, I feel like that part is coming to an end if it has someone has been involved, because there's healing going on, and I feel some form of strategy because it's over. That part's over. That challenge is over. So someone's been interfering. I feel that that's gone. What else do we need to know about this Death energy in terms of your power? Judgment, yeah. So there's some ending going on here. Share more that we need to know. The Two of Wands. I just feel you can make plans now. Whatever maybe there hasn't been. I just need to come back around a little bit, because it feels like what was moving towards what you thought it was, or building or growing or becoming. I feel like there's a change in the mix here, okay? Or that's what's challenging it. I feel like there needs to be a bit of a restructure, and part of that restructure requires some conversation to rebalance. Because I think there's some part of overgiving, or someone is trying really hard to give somewhere, but it's causing more destruction than anything, or causing more challenges around the home front. I feel like someone's trying too hard, and I just feel again it's going to end. The conformity, or the way someone thinks it needs to be, I feel like that's over. That's moving on, you know. I feel you're just going to get to a good place. You're standing up for what you believe in. You can move on towards some form of peace and some form of direction, and do it in strength and trust that you are coming out here in a strong place, in a strong foundation, you know. Sometimes those that we may rely on is what I feel could be more going on than meets the eye. But remembering your why and what you're doing, what you're building, why you're building it, what you're holding on to, I feel you're going to get to a place of peace here and success. So I feel like, you know, keep moving forward here in whatever that you're doing or wanting to achieve, or whatever who you're trying to combat or deal with right now. But I think the really important part here is focusing on yourself and what you want to create for your life. And it seems to be around your foundation and the solidity of that. And that's where you arrive here. The investment and coming out on top. What you've invested in, you know you can come out on top. Anyway, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. I'll catch you later. Bye.